Hello, I'm Courtney Bjorlin. I'm the co-editorial director on asugnews.com. We're coming to you live from Orlando from the ASUG SAP Business Objects User Conference. And I'm thrilled to be joined by Bryan Katis. He's the Group Vice President and GM of EPM at SAP. And David Williams. He's the Solution Marketing Lead of EPM at SAP. We had some very exciting EPM on-demand news announced this morning in Sanjay Poonan's keynote. And these two gentlemen are going to recap that for us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for inviting us.
So David, tell me, give us an overview of the news this morning. Recap the high points for those of our audience who missed it.
Sure. So we had a big announcement this morning. We'd kind of hinted on this leading up to today's event. But what we announced is the first set of our EPM on-demand applications. So these are built from scratch, from the ground up, natively in HANA, that are really designed to help customers around different EPM processes. So a complement to our existing EPM 10 solution set. So the first three of the applications were released to customer and announced today, and those are the ones that Bryan showed this morning in Sanjay Poonan's keynote.
And it's really some unique features of this particular set. There's includes a plugin for Microsoft Excel, which is really a unique feature for this kind of application.
Yeah, so one of the key differentiators of our EPM on-demand solutions is that if you look at other vendors that offer cloud-based EPM solutions, you have a web/mobile user experience. What we've done is said, yes, we're going to reach a whole entire new set of users leveraging the iPad, leveraging the proliferation of the iPad out there to new users that haven't really been engaged in EPM before. But you still need to cater to those folks who need more extensive analysis capabilities, like those in finance or FP&A. And we have that because with our new EPM on-demand apps, you can leverage the same EPM add-in for Microsoft Office that works on our EPM 10 solution set, can also access those EPM on-demand applications. So it allows us to address all the different user types in the organization, not limiting to only a few sets of users in the org.
Very interesting. So one of the great things about this particular application and a strategy that's really been carried forth through SAP on a lot of the new applications we've seen is the UI. So we wanted to give you a look at this particular application. Bryan was on stage demoing it this morning. We'll cut over to that now and we'll look at this new revolutionary UI.
Excellent. All right, so as Dave mentioned, we're starting with 3 mobile applications. And as part of this announcement today, we're also announcing SAP EPM Unwired. So this is our single place to get all your EPM content on a mobile device. As well, it's built using the mobile BI container. So we can bring any analytic content, including BI. I showed an example earlier today of Webby as one example. So let me jump into the first EPM on-demand app for Expense Insight. So this is designed for any line manager to be able to get visibility into any of the costs that are hitting their cost center, for example. So I can look and at my costs, I can see material costs, travel, whatever it may be. And if you're looking at the user experience, we really borrowed and took inspiration from AmericanExpress.com or Mint.com, really personal finance applications. So if I drill into my travel, I can see at the very top, James Henry has the highest amount of expense. I can drill into that. And this might be a mistake. I know James is pretty bad with getting his expenses in, but this is about 7.5 years late looking at this. So he might have done something wrong, or he's really entering something pretty late here. So I could make a comment here and say, James, are you sure this is the right date? Send something back to him. I could also start a dispute. So this could be something that's not something I recognize, it's incorrect, it's a duplicate record, and take action from here, and the workflow will progress throughout the process. So that's one example. The second example, capital project planning. So this is really giving someone visibility into any of the capital investment projects, any of the costs that they may see, and be able to figure out ways to optimize this. So the beauty of this, as you mentioned, looking at the EPM add-in, in this example, I started building this capital project back at my desk using Excel, and now I'm on the road. And so I can look and go into this first project and I can see the information that I've entered. I can drill into my cash flow, double check that everything is really like I'd like it. I can then go back and then on the right side, submit this for review. It's then been submitted. I can go back to my overview and then see that it's been submitted. The second example, at the very bottom, I can see a flag for this other project. Again, I can see internal rate of return, the present value, whatever it might be, ready for me to take action. Select that. I can do a quick review. I can go back into the cash flow, whatever I'd like to do here. I can reject it if I see something that's wrong, but I'll just go ahead and approve this. Go back to my overview, and then I can see this has been reviewed and approved. And the last example I wanted to show you is real-time P&L. This really allows you to get visibility in real time of any detailed P&L items that you have. So the first thing I need to do is select a model. This example, we've got a spice company, and we've got a whaleback curve, which is really the most ideal way to look at profitability. And I first see my standard profitability as well as by entity. I can see Venezuela has the lowest profitability. And I want to look now at my fully absorbed costs where I've got all those resources allocated. The second thing I want to do is then filter by my product. And I haven't selected this yet, but I can see Germany is the lowest entity right now. I'll select Go. And then now I can see my profit makers on the left, my loss makers on the right, and my current profitability is 10 million. My theoretical maximum is 12 million. So what's preventing me, what's that 20% additional that is preventing me from reaching my maximum? So I can move over here to the far right and see that my hot sauces has a negative profitability that's really bringing my overall profitability down. So because we're using the mobile BI framework, I have all these capabilities available to me. Annotation, I can email this. I have Streamworks with the collaborative decision making. So I'll first start with annotation. And then I'll do a selection here. And I can highlight this over here. I've got an ops review that's getting ready to take place tomorrow. I want my team to be ready to go and review this ahead of time. Please check by tomorrow. Just put whatever comments in here. Then I'm done, and then I can email this. I can add this to Streamwork. I'll just email this, and I'll take a screenshot, drop an email, and then I can email this to my team to take action from here. I'll just get out of that. So that's just a very quick intro into these applications where we can take action. I can approve something. I can look at my cash flow. I can ask my team to collaborate, take further action, all on a mobile device while I'm on the go.
I mean, it's great, too, because the look and feel is what, a less power user would be looking for.
Right.
And that's really one of the big points in the CPM strategy that the story seems to be emerging for you folks is we really want to extend this into the non-power user base. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so ideally what you want to do is not just have finance driving all the EPM processes, but have really those folks closer to the front line actively engaged, say, in planning activities. Now, the reality is that a lot of those folks aren't comfortable sitting and working in a spreadsheet. And what's happening is there's actually becoming a paradigm shift in usability that's driven by the iPad. So if you took the mobile element away from the iPad and just look at the usability features that the iPad is driving, that's really what we're doing here is relooking and looking at how do you get those folks that need to be actively engaged. And this is how we're doing by making it a lot easier to use, and leveraging the fact that all these folks are soon going to have iPads or other types of tablets on their hand, plus to give finance and other folks the Excel interface that they need.
And just to add, when we launched EPM 10 a year and a half ago, we showed an end-to-end demo on a mobile device. We were first to market to really take this approach. And so over that period of time, we've had a lot of feedback from customers, partners, analysts, and really been able to fine-tune our approach here. We launched BPC on HANA March of this year. We showed it on an iPad as well. And that's something where if you can marry up HANA and performance management on a mobile device, where if you're on a desktop, users have a lot more patience. They can submit something, they can maybe go and take care of something else and then come back to it. But if you're on your mobile device, if you're not getting a response in about 3 seconds, you've lost interest and you've lost the user. So that combination, it really makes for a killer application.
Yeah, and so these applications are powered by the SAP HANA Application Cloud, so the HANA Platform as a Service. So you have all the inherent performance, the horsepower that you have through SAP HANA is actually delivered to all these applications because they're built on the HANA Application Cloud.
Yeah, and it really is driving some interest. I was just talking to a customer the other day who said the planning aspect, definitely of BPC on HANA, was very interesting, and to have that on a mobile device too. So thank you so much for your time. This is a great update for us. And you can visit more of our interviews, replay this one on asugonline.com, or visit our YouTube channel. That's ASUG TV. Thanks for watching.